Now, recently I linked up on the internet with Harold Price's daughter, Patricia, and she agreed she was going to be up in our area sometime this summer, and she brought up a treasure trove of old photographs, videos, movies, things that Harold Price had taken, and he died in 1986. That was the last time I had seen her or anybody from her family. So her family stopped by for a visit today, and they shared these pictures. Now, some of them go back really far to when I was a teenager, maybe even further. Now, these photos are in no particular order, but this is one I treasure. This is Moses Quintana and that jet. Now, Billy Suarez and Andy Lee will remember him probably better than I will, but I remember him being an exceptionally good flyer. Now, a lot of these pictures are black and white. They're kind of curled. I try to correct the color on some of them, try to make them a little bit better. A lot of them are faded. And again, they're in no particular order, but they are nostalgic in the same way that I don't think you could create any of these pictures over if you lost them. And so I want to thank Patty. Thank you so much for sharing these pictures with us. There's Lou Dudka. And I have had a lot of adventures with Lou over the years, digging dead squirrels out from under his porch. He cut exceptionally good foam wings, and he was a really good stunt pilot, that's for sure. Now, these are 3 of Harold's Valkyries. This is in front of his shop, and that car you see, that Oldsmobile station wagon, that's the car Harold and I drove to I believe the 61 Nats in Chicago, and I remember him very well letting me drive. I was just a little shy of getting my license, but then again, he didn't know that. And I think that's a picture of Harold's Defiant that was published in a magazine, Bolt and Pull Defiant. I remember him making that canopy mold and some of the detailing. This is the number 2. I think this is the number 2 Valkyrie. It looks red here, but in reality, it was maroon. I do remember that. Some other pictures of some of the models he made, and I don't know which are which. I don't have a lot of I'm missing parts of the puzzle. I have parts of the puzzle now, but I don't have them all. This is the 900 sweeper. That was a runner-up for the FAI team at one of the team trials. This, I believe, is Harold's wife in this. This is really old pictures, and one of his models with some of the trophies he won. I remember down in his cellar, he just had a wall full of trophies, more than anybody else I ever knew. And another picture of the sweeper. Now, I don't have a lot of pictures. I didn't have a camera back in this time era, and I'm so thankful that Patty decided to share these. This one I couldn't color correct to where I thought it was accurate. I don't know why. It's a faded picture of the last of the Valkyries. Great picture of Bob Hunt and I. This is when I was refinishing. This is just before going to the Chicago Nats, the winter before, because that's the plane he let me refinish. I turned it into a maroon and light maroon paint job, and there's Bob helping out, and I'm not sure what year it is. What a great picture. And if we didn't have these old pictures, some of these things would be lost forever. By getting them out on the internet, everybody will have access to them. So again, I want to thank Patty for that. I don't know whose model that was. A lot of these are from the circle burner field, and a lot of them are redundant because I didn't want to lose the quality of the pictures. And some of them I try to color correct to what I thought was correct. This is one of Harold's, I think one of his sport models, but I'm not sure. I just don't remember. Some of the stuff I don't remember. But this was in the batch. And what happened, Patty brought up a dumpster full of pictures and color slides. This is George Gatus, the late George Gatus of the circle burners. And we went through thousands of color slides and pictures to find these. Now, Patty has volunteered to take the color slides and get them transferred into digital formats so that we could share them. And some of them, the ones that I think are most priceless, that's Kevin Captanelli. Chuck Holtzapple. Chuck, he helped me with the newsletter for many years, quite a gentleman. He had a fish pond. I'm not sure he still has a fish pond. And a great friend and a great modeler. But anyway, back to the story. Patricia Patty. Look at this. This is the old sweeper in front at Livingston. That's a nostalgic picture. That is super priceless. I can't believe it. But Thomas Luciano will remember that. I remember it. I remember this like it was yesterday, and that was in the 60s. That's before that was published in the magazine. Just look at the size of it. And I'm a little under 6 feet tall. Anyway, once I get the digital format from the slides that Patty's converting, some of them of the Nationals, there's some pictures of Larry Scarinzi in there. Look at this, is the Bolton Pool Defiant. There's some pictures of the winners. There's a picture of Jerry Sipper's plane that I don't have any pictures of. This is at Edison me flying a sweeper. And great memories back in the day. I remember this fella's name was Rick, but I don't remember his last name. Shame on me, but I do remember in Livingston, we used to have a lot of great days. This is Doug Figgs. He ran the Nats one year. I don't know what year this was. And I had won the concourse. He was presenting it to me. And check out the hairdo. Talk about embarrassing old photos. Holy mackerel. Maybe I should edit that out. Nah. This is at Edison again, the short takeoff runway we had. For the 900 sweeper to get off there, this was quite a thrill. Many, many great days down at Edison. Lou Dudker, again, we really had Jimmy Casale, Lou Dudker, Glenn Metter, myself, Karen Metter, Ed Captanelli, Kevin Captanelli. And I'm not sure, some of these pictures I don't recognize where they are. I don't recognize, it's a smoothie, of course, but they're in his batch of pictures. It might be his smoothie. This looks like one of his models. He used to put the Squadron HLP for his initials on some of the models. And of course, his workmanship and craftsmanship was absolutely world class. And I have always given him credit for teaching me how to paint and do high quality finishing. And again, he gets the credit for a lot of that. Doug Benedetti, the 4-stroke king. He had some, I don't know, 4-strokes, diesels, all kinds of crazy stuff. A really good flyer. This is the last plane Harold Price ever made, a fun plane, a biplane that he was having some fun with there right near the end of his life when he passed away. I think in 86. Look at a hairdo. That's me, by the way, not somebody, some homeless person. Anyway, more plane. This is the circle burner field. I can't tell whose plane that is. I can't see the AMA number. But and Kevin, of course, look how young he is there. I went to his wedding. Look at this picture. Hey, boy, does this bring back memories. That circle burner field you see in the background, there are weeds. I pass it every day on my motorcycle ride, my exercise ride. That's a circle burner field too. There are weeds taller than I am on that field. You can't even walk out on it. For anybody that remembers the old circle burner field. And glad we got a couple of pictures of Harold's old biplane here. He was having a lot of fun with this. And of course, unfortunately, he did pass away. Glenn Metter, boy, what a good finisher he was. And Lou Dudker and Glenn Metter, they were like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid of a great part of the circle burner, the A-team of the circle burners. And I believe that's a Gieske Nobler that Karen Metter made. She was quite a flyer too. That might be Dax, his dog, in the background. I don't really remember everything, but if anybody can correct me on this, throw it in the comments section. And a guy who deserves a lot of credit, Lou Walgast. When I was coming back to stunt after a great motorcycle racing career, he helped get me started. I went to his house. Bob Hunt cut me the giant sweeper foam wing. And Lou, thank you for getting me all excited about flying stunt again. And I got several pictures of Kevin's plane here. I don't know how old he is there, but he's not that age now, and neither am I. Anyway, these pictures with the circle burner field in the background are just priceless. Absolutely priceless. I'm not sure where this is, but again, that looks like one of Harold's. That might be, I can't even tell from the picture. It looks like the Defiant. But again, he had some of these published in a magazine, and these are the only pictures we have. I think that's one of the only color pictures I have of the 900 sweeper. That was Big Jim's absolute favorite plane of all time. Jose Modesto Jose may remember how Big Jim used to go on and on about that plane. And here, I think this is, I really can't tell. I can't be sure even whose plane I'm launching there. But that is me in the picture. And you can tell I had the homeless look when I was younger. And Glenn Metter, we had so many good times with Glenn. And Dax when he brought the dog down to the field. And boy, those were some special days. And for some people that have a memory of this time and place, I know Bob Hunt does, I know I do. I know Lou Allgas does. Hey, these were golden times. There's no other way I can look back at it. Having that sweeper, what a thrill that was back in the day. It's still a thrill now looking back at it. And having these pictures, if they were lost to history, I don't know. But I really feel good about getting them digitized, getting them out on my channel. And again, thank you, Patty, and her son David and daughter Julia. You guys were great guests at the house. We enjoyed chatting about Harold's life. And thank you again so much for sharing these pictures. And everyone, thanks so much for watching.